Hi everyone. This chapter discusses an overview of project management, following by project constraints and the project life cycle. Finally, we will discuss the role of project managers. People have been undertaking projects since the olden days of planned human activity. One of the good examples is hunting by our ancestors. The hunting event were projects with the aims to obtain meats for the community. Project management is the application of knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques applied to project activities in order to meet the project requirements. In addition, it is a process that includes planning, putting the project plan into actions, and measuring progress and performance. Managing a project includes identifying your project's requirements and writing down what everyone needs from the project. When seeing whether or not you have a project on your hands, there are some things you need to keep in your mind. First, is it a project or an ongoing operations? Second, if it is a project, who are the stakeholders? And third, what characteristics distinguish this endeavor as a project? There are several characteristics of projects. First, projects are unique. It is a temporary endeavors undertaken to create unique products, services, or results. Number two, projects are temporary in nature and have a definite beginnings and ending dates. Number three, projects are complete when the project's goals are achieved or it is determined the project is no longer available. Number four, a successful project is one that meets or exceeds the expectation of the stakeholders. A project is often referred to an individual's or collaborative business that is carefully planned to achieve a particular objective. For example, what are the objectives for your projects? When everyone understands the goal, it is much easier to keep them all on the right path. Make sure you set goals that everyone agrees to avoid team conflict later on. Understanding and addressing the needs of everyone affected by the project means the end result of your project is far more likely to satisfy your stakeholders. And finally, applying good project management discipline is the way to reduce the risk. However, if you have a good project management skill, it does not completely reduce problem and risk. If you have a good project management skill, you will know how to deal with all emergency. There are a few project constraints. The first constraint is the cost. Cost is the budget permitted for the projects, including all essential expenses required to carry the projects. Within organizations, project managers have to use the budget wisely because many projects receive funds or grants that have contract clauses. With a use it or lose it approach to project fund, poorly executed budget plans cause a last-minute rush to spend the allocated fund. The second constraint is the scope. It is the reason and the purpose of the project and what the project is trying to achieve. It entails all the work involved in delivering the project outcome and the processes used to produce them. The third constraint is quality. Quality is a combination of the standards and criteria to which the project products must be delivered for them to perform effectively. The product must perform to provide the functionality expected, solve the identified problems, and deliver the benefit and value expected. It must also meet other performance requirements or service level, such as availability, reliability, and maintainability, and have acceptable finish and polish. Quality on project is controlled through quality assurance, QA, which is the process of evaluating overall project performance regularly to provide confidence that the project will satisfy the relevant quality standards. The fourth constraint is risk. It is defined by potential external event that will have a negative impact on your projects. Risk is a combination of the probability the event will occur and the impact on the project if the event occurs. If the combination of the probability of the occurrence and the impact on the project is too high, you should identify the potential events as a risk and put a proactive plan in place to manage the risk. The fifth constraint is resources. Resources are necessary to launch the project task. Resources include people, equipment, facilities, funding, or anything else required for the completion of project activity. The final constraint is time. It refers to the durations to complete a project. Time is often the most frequent project oversight in developing projects. This is reflected in missed deadline and incomplete deliverables. Therefore, proper control of the schedules require the careful identifications of tasks to be performed and accurate estimations of their durations, the sequence in which they are going to be done, and how people and other resources are to be allocated. Any schedule should take into account vacation and holiday. A standard project usually has 4 major phases: initiations, plannings, implementations, and closures. We will look at each phase in the following slides. During the initiations phase, it is important to identify the project objective or needs. This can be a business problem or opportunity. Managers should examine whether each option addresses the project objective and a final recommendation solution is determined. Issues of feasibility, can we do the projects, and justification, should we do the projects, are addressed. Once the recommendation solutions is provided by the management, a project is initiated to deliver the approved solutions, and a project manager is appointed. The major deliverables and the participating work groups are identified, and the project teams begin to take shape. The following phase is planning. This phase is where the project solutions is further developed in detail, and the steps necessary to meet the project objective are planned. The team members identify all of the works to be done. The project tasks and resource requirements are identified, along with strategies for producing them. This is what we discussed earlier. Scope management. The project plan is formulated outlining the project activities, tasks, dependencies, and time frame. The project managers coordinates the preparations of a project budget by providing cost estimate for the labor, equipment, and material costs. The budget is used to monitor and control cost expenditures during project implementations. Project teams need to identify and try to deal with anything that might pose a threat to the successful completions of the projects. Project teams need to also document a quality plan, providing quality targets, assurance, and control measures, along with an acceptable plan, listing the criteria to be met to gain customer acceptance. The third phase is implementation, where the project plan is put into motions and the work of projects is performed. It is important to maintain control and communicate as needed during implementations. Progress is continuously monitored and appropriate adjustments are made and recorded as variants from the original plan. In any projects, a project manager spends most of the time in these steps. The project managers maintain control over the directions of the projects by comparing the progress report with the project plan to measure the performance of the project activities and take corrective actions as needed. Project sponsors and other key stakeholders should be kept informed of the project status according to the agreed-on frequencies and format of communications. The plans should be updated and published on a regular basis. The final phase is closures. Once all the deliverables have been produced and the customer has accepted the final solutions, the project is ready for closure. This very emphasis is on releasing the final deliverables to the customers, handing over project documentations to the business, terminating supplier contracts, releasing project resources, and communicating the closures of the project to all stakeholders. The final step is to run a lesson learned revisions to check what went wrong and what didn't. Through this type of analysis, the knowledge of experience is transferred back to the project organizations, which will help future project teams. Finally, we will discuss about the role of project managers. Some projects require specific skills in certain applications area. For example, oil and gas or engineering sectors. Therefore, project managers need to stay up to date regarding their industries to apply their knowledge effectively. Similarly, project managers need to understand the cultures and social environments such as people, demographic, and education's international cultures. A project manager must take into consideration various cultures, influences, and how they may affect project completions, schedule, scope, and costs. Project managers should have the ability to plan the projects, execute it properly, and of course, control it and bring it to a successful conclusion, along with their ability to guide the project's team to achieve project objectives and balance project constraints. A good project manager must be good communicators, promoting clear, unambiguous exchange of ideas. A good project manager should also have ability to inspire the project teams to find solutions to overcome perceived obstacles to get the work done. Next, the project managers must negotiate for the goods of the projects with all parties involved in the negotiation process. Then, project managers must have the ability to understand the nature of a problem, look for feasible solutions. And finally, project managers must guide the project team to move towards completions with passions and profile reasons to complete the work. For example, recognitions and rewards are an important part of team motivations. However, project managers should consider individual preference and cultural difference when using rewards and recognitions. This is because some people don't like to be recognized in front of a group, but some yes. This is all for these chapters. Thank you.